All right, so here today we got a little bit of information I wanted to share with you, and more of a thing that LR Rarity may be separate from what we're thinking it is. Again, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But we got some stuff here. The 2.5. I don't know. We're at 2.5 devs. What are we at right now? I know that Maeve has considered them 1 dev because everyone's mad at that, which is wow. But who knows? I'll say we're at 2.5 devs. I think we were recently pushed back to 3. We don't know. But like and subscribe. Let's jump into it. We have a lot of topics to cover, so let's make this quick. So this is the dev notes that we got for the global version. It's very different from what the other JP version was for the dev notes because they cut a lot of content or cut a lot of the things that were there. First, they didn't hype up Maeve at all. There was no hype up for Maeve in this dev notes because clearly Maeve wasn't hyped. And again, don't say like, oh, we already knew Maeve, that's why they didn't hype it up. They hype it up regardless. They don't give a crap. This was released before patch notes, like 2 hours, 3 hours before patch notes. They would have hyped it up just like JP did. They didn't. I don't think Global cares for Maeve, so hence they didn't hype it up, okay? Whenever it's a collab, they always hype it up. Even though you know the collaboration, they hyped it up every single time that's the case. So again, it's no reason they just didn't want to include that. And a few of the little messages were cut. But it's still more, it's actually, if anything, it gives more of a description of what's happening because it's better translations. And with what we know now, it changes a lot of things, right? So read this. Increased the hero usability through the new leveling system. From launch, we have released many heroes, and since you have raised your characters to 100 from a year ago, many of these knights have already maxed out a big chunk of the heroes. Basically, yes. However, as time goes by and more heroes get released, many others become garbage. Correct? True. We have received all your feedback regarding this matter, and we, the dev team, share the same concerns as you do. Starting this year, so read this message. This is where I'm kicking into like, what the hell? Starting from this year's Grand Cross 4th anniversary, we plan to gradually introduce more ways, multiple ways to level up your favorite heroes from the past updates with the goal of using them in the current in-game content. Correct? So gradually introduce more ways, not gradually introduce it to more characters, right? So that's separate, right? Read it here. We also are aware that leveling up more heroes may take a toll on some players' resources, and we would like to help with that as much as we can by releasing and increasing leveling system gradually for selected heroes. So if you look at it, correct, it's gradually introducing more ways. Is LR Rarity separate from what this is, which is just the hero usability increase, making other characters work? What happens? It's more ways to level up a character. So how many ways is it gonna freaking be? Is it gonna be like multiple systems to reintroduce characters? Or is it trying to tell you that, yes, we're introducing LR Rarity for every character. Yeah, get ready for that. And we're going to introduce a new system that can boost your old characters to make them work. We don't know, right? LR Rarity does make sense if it's a boost to old characters, but it also makes sense if it's a boost to every character, which is just a new system, right? So we don't know, but a little bit more of a thing, it separates it perfectly and tells it to you blatantly that it's going to be introduced gradually, the system, right? And it's also going to be more ways. So what are the ways? There's multiple ways. We'll have to see, okay? But clearly, the way that is like introducing old characters getting buffed, that would be the one that is gradually introduced. So there is that. But more information soon. That'll be announced in the stream and all of that. The Knighthood Order system, you can read this, gives a better idea of what it is. I'll do the PvE content that's more important. That really wasn't that important, but if you're more than welcome to read it if you want to. But yeah, I want to get to the other topic before I do that, so I'll read this last. But if you don't already know, and I have been saying this for days, that Blackthorn Mobile will launch on the same day that Grand Cross will have its anniversary. And I said, listen, Grand Cross is scared. They are. That's why they're making this a huge, biggest event in history, because Black Clover will punch them and beat them, all right? They already got beat by Honkai. I was saying, like, hey, they may compete with Honkai. I personally think that Marvel knew they couldn't and just said, you know what? Screw it. I personally think they could have, and they could have at least brought players that were, like, playing and kept them there. They wouldn't have brought new players, obviously. Honkai was taking over everything, but they could have versed them. They could have a little bit of jabs here and there. They didn't. But with Black Clover, they're bringing the big guns, right? So every update, every single update in history of this game, it is never strayed from this path, ever. I am telling you, it is never strayed from this path. We will get a stream at this time, which is around my time, like early morning. Let's just go at like 5 a.m., around 5 a.m., right? That's when we get a stream. As soon as the stream concludes, we get patch notes 1 hour after. So within 3 hours, let's say we're at 8 a.m. now, I get patch notes that comes out. We make the video, boom, 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 we're done, correct? Then basically 12 hours later, I come back, little bit more than 12 hours later, I come back and guess what? It's JP update time, right? The game goes down and then the game comes up 3 hours later, done, all right? That's how it works. For the first time in history, they're changing the timing of maintenance, right? And I'll tell you why in a second. This is my opinion, though. Maintenance will be basically as soon as the stream ends, and like an hour later you get patch notes. An hour or two after that, boom, the game goes down. What? So literally the stream will end. 6 hours later, you'll have patch notes, or you'll have the game up, the game ready to go, ready to play, basically. Like, genuinely, think about that in your head. It's usually about like, what, 16 hours gap? This is like 6 hours, and then boom, the game goes up. That is unprecedented to the max, and it's because mainly Black Clover Mobile will release like 3 hours after this. After this time right here, Black Clover Mobile will be released. So they wanted to go and quickly release their update before anyone even has a chance to pick up Black Clover, right? So again, you're gonna watch the stream, and this is why I think it works. Though people will say, no, that definitely won't work. Think about this. It's gonna work. I can't play Black Clover now at launch. I have to wait a few hours because I have to cover this. As a content creator, as a person that, you know, even if you like Grand Cross, you will watch this stream, yeah? You will then wait until the update comes up. You will play the entire update, and you might have a freaking blast. You might enjoy the update so much, you forget Black Clover Mobile was a thing, right? So, a great marketing strategy. That's crazy that they changed its history. You've never changed the update time, but you changed it this time, right? And again, Black Clover comes out 2 hours after this, like about, right? So that is crazy, but they did it. So at least I'm correct that I've been saying it, that yeah, it's a high chance that they are scared that the game's gonna come out and destroy them. But yeah, they, for the first time in history, I'm gonna make sure this is clear, they have changed the update time to only a few hours after the stream, which is a few hours before Black Clover launching, to get you the update right there, just ready to go. It's never happened, bro, ever. So yeah, with that, I can't believe it, but I can't wait to see what they have here. I personally think they're cooking, and they're gonna like let it all out, bro. They're gonna screw over Black Clover Mobile. Though again, I have no idea, but we'll see. We'll see. People are saying like, oh, Black Clover's gonna stomp them. Listen, we said the same thing about slime. Look what happened. I'm so scared that that gets the same treatment. I hope it doesn't. I don't want that same slime treatment, dude. I don't want it, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, moving forward. As we mentioned in our previous dev notes, we're working diligently to bring you a new PvE mode. The new PvE mode is Hero Arena. It will combine the fun of the Knighthood competition with various strategies and team comps into a whole separate PvE mode. This PvE mode basically is there because if you can't access Knighthood competition, this is something you can take part in. I too remember when I first participated in Knighthood competition and how exhilarating it was to make your assault teams and defense teams. What stood out to me the most was how fun it was and the different comps you can use. I'm trying to bring that basically into what the PvE mode is. It's going to include some assault defense teams and then rule changes in different leagues divided by level of difficulty. When developing Hero Arena, it was also important to reduce the frustration and player burnout resulting from loss/defeat, which is why players will still be able to play the PvE mode in different leagues that match their individual level and skill. This way, players will be able to enjoy the PvE mode casually as well. In Hero Arena, players will be able to utilize their hero pools to the fullest by going up against different defense teams with their assault teams. Defense teams will vary depending on the level of difficulty. In addition, this new PvE game mode will provide more freedom to use as many heroes as possible to clear the arenas and get in-game points, which can be exchanged for enhancement materials and other rewards. The amount of points given will correlate to the league rank and the number of areas cleared. Hero Arena will also be a seasonal update thing where including new defense teams to go up against, giving players the opportunity to spice up their assault teams and come up with creative strategies. This new PvE mode release is just around the corner on par with the Grand Cross 4th Anniversary Festival, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. So there you go. A better description for it gives us more of an idea of what to expect. Basically, we had the idea, which is again why I already told you, it's a Knighthood competition with a twist on it. You have teams that you have as defense teams, and then you just go and attack them, and then you clear every camp around there and you're done. So that's the mode. We'll see how it is when it actually releases. What is it? Labyrinth was good on paper and released to be hell. So we'll see what happens here, but that's the dev notes, a better description on everything. That's the two devs being really horrified and trying to fight Black Clover Mobile and see how that goes. So yeah, I'm actually super curious on what happens here. I have never seen them change the timing, dog. I have never, like literally, this is gonna be so pain for me as a creator to cover this. This is happening at this time. This is happening at this time. I gotta be up for all those hours, like between, and then Black Clover I wanted to cover. How am I gonna cover that? This is gonna be active the entire time. Oh, it's gonna be so hell for me. But yeah, I won't be able to play it at launch. I'll have to wait like 3-4 hours, okay? So there's that. Peace out, enjoy. That's been it for me. And yeah, have fun and stay safe.